Hi Stitchy friends, I'm Michelle and this is my channel, Penny's Daughter Shares, where I talk primarily about cross stitch, and in fact that's pretty much all I'll talk about today. I am in my PJs, it's Saturday morning. My week was very different than typical, so I'll explain that as I talk about my one and only WIP. No starts, no FFOs, no finishes. So what happened is we moved into our house almost 2 years ago, and it is new construction. And I'm not sure how familiar you are with the process, but when you have a new construction home, there's often warranty repairs that get done, usually in the first year of living here. We had some issues come up and just had to have them repaired a second time. And it meant our house was a hot mess because it involved drywall repair on the ceiling in our great room, which is a 2-story ceiling, and an open stairway. Oh, and I don't handle this stuff very well. So it's been a really tough week, but we are on the upswing because construction is done, and we also had to have some tile work done. So they have a cleaning crew coming in a few days to scrub our bathrooms once the tile is fully set. So I'm looking forward to that and getting everything fully put back together. So with that being my week, I had just, well, you've all heard me talk about Jeff, and what he did was set me up with a stitchy spot in our game room, which was basically the room we lived in for the week. So I had a specific spot, and so I could stitch, but my craft room was full of furniture. It was not it wasn't under construction and didn't get messy, fortunately, but we had to move a lot of stuff in here in order to make room for the mess in the other rooms. So I couldn't be in here sewing or doing FFOs, so I was stitching. Excuse me, and I picked up one piece in particular and couldn't stop myself. So that's what I'm going to show you today. And here is the chart. It is Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais. I'm going to put a picture right here to show you where I was on my last video, which was Flosstube 14. So I'll let you look at that. We'll give that a minute here. And so I have room in there to show you. And here is my current progress. So I think I've done quite a bit of work. Like I said, it's the only thing I've worked on this week, and with a lot of construction going on in the house and being confined to one room essentially, what else was there for me to do? So oh, it looks beautiful. I am stitching this on 40 count Brenda's Brew from R&R, which Brenda's Brew is the called for. I believe called for is 36 count. I'm doing 40 count, stitching one floss thread over 2 linen threads, and I'm holding up Classic Colorworks Toasted Marshmallow. That is my one substitution on floss color instead of Gentle Arts Roasted Marshmallow for the snow, you can see. And I want to make sure and give credit to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, because that is what her choice was, and hers turned out beautiful. All of this is complete. So this is as wide as it is, and the bottom is done. I finished the fence and gate last night before I went to sleep. I am working my way through the house. I put in a few threads at a time or do a section of it just because it's so much, right? And yesterday I worked through a lot of the snow to get that completed, and that felt like it took way longer to stitch than working on the pink house. And then the other thing, and I've shared this on Instagram, I'll share it here too, and I'm gonna pull this a little closer so hopefully it'll focus and you can see my cardinals. Yeah, I can tell that the female is focused really well. I think the male is. Okay, and I'm gonna bring it back out. So I stitched the female cardinal first, and when I got done, the wing is one color, and I apologize, I don't remember what color it is, but it's called for. The wing is one color, her body and tail are another. Same for the male. The wing is one color, the body and tail is another. And when I got done with the female, her wing was not distinguishable really at all. The colors were so close, and so I kept looking at it, and I really wanted the wing to be distinguishable. So what came to me, and I don't know why or how, I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before, and I would love to give credit to someone for it, but I can't because I don't remember. But I thought, oh, well, I'll just add satin stitches over the top of my cross stitches, and that's what I did. So each cardinal has satin stitches for the wings. And again, I can tell the female is focusing. I hope the male, that you can get a good look at that. You can head over to my Instagram, which is my same name, @Penny'sDaughterShares. And I have a couple of pictures of the cardinals there, and you can see that much better. I've had lots and lots of wonderful compliments about that. And many people have asked if it's okay if they use that idea when they stitch their cardinals. And absolutely, I would love for you to, if you feel that that's a great idea for your project. I just ask, would you please tag me, because I want to see what you did. I want to see yours. So, yeah, so I'm really happy with this. And actually, as I'm trying to fully unwind and come down from all of my anxiety and stress of having my house tore up for the week, I plan on focusing on this for the weekend. Can I finish it this weekend? It's possible. It is possible. I don't know if I'll be able to, just because, you know, life. I can't possibly sit and stitch the entire weekend, although I would like to try. But I can't, I'm too close now. This is kind of a point I can't put it down. So I will be working on this until I get a finish. Like I said, hopefully this weekend, but we'll see. Excuse me. So yeah, so that is Winter Rose Manor from Brenda Gervais, my one and only WIP start finish FFO of the week. And now we're gonna move on to a little bit of Stitchy Kindness. And just as a reminder, in Flosstube 14, I asked you to comment below regarding your best Stitchy Kindness and to help share those stories, and everyone could go and read the comments also, not just me. So I would encourage you to please go back to Flosstube 14 and read comments, whether you've watched it or not. And if you haven't watched it, please watch it. But if you go read the comments, there are really lots of wonderful stories that were shared, and I would have to do an entire episode to tell you all of them. But I want to say thanks for everyone who did share. And I'll talk a little more about that toward the end of the video. But because I was talking about Stitchy Kindness, I thought I'd mention, make sure and go check those comments if you'd like to hear some really good stories. And so, but what I wanted to show was my own Stitchy Kindness. So one thing I got in the mail since my last Flosstube was a really cute thank you card from the Bougie Stitchers. That's Jenny and Nancy. And if you haven't checked them out, make sure and check them out. But they sent me this really nice little thank you note for me sending them penny pulls. And they also included a few of their floss drops. So that was really nice. Thank you, you guys, for the thank you note. Definitely wasn't necessary, but I appreciate it. And my other Stitchy Kindness is from Jen, and she and her mom Carol are two tall stitchers on Flosstube. And anyway, she sent me a nice little card, and I have to try not to get too emotional here. Sent me a nice little card to, well, we'll call it a sympathy card for our Jasper. And with the card, she sent me a couple of gifts. So the first thing she sent me was some purple chenille trim that she had used on Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee. And she said this was for me to add to my collection. So thank you, Jen. And then the other thing she made me was a mug rug. And she said it was memory of Jasper. Like I said, I'm trying. I've had a hard week without him. Not that, or I don't even know if it's been this week particularly, but I've really, really, really missed him. So thank you, Jen. I appreciate your homemade gift so much. And then she left the back batting exposed and said that I could use it for a thread keep, if that's what I chose to use it for. But my problem with using it as a thread keep is I can't see this cute side. So I don't know. I appreciate it so much, Jen, that you took the time and made such a personal, thoughtful gift for me. I really appreciate it. Okay, so now for the collection portion of my video. As you may remember, if you watched a few of my other Flosstube videos, I am holding myself on a spending freeze for the first 90 days, possibly a little longer, of 2022. And I'm happy to report that I'm still doing well with that. But I do have a couple of things, and also as a reminder, I don't count my subscriptions or my pre-orders that I had already set up in the sort of spending freeze. And so I did get my, it's Southern StitchersCo. It's their Classic Colorworks Floss, monthly floss pack of the month. Holy smokes, words are hard today. So this is January's. Oh, I should have said, if you haven't gotten yours, but I think I'm one of the last people to get this. I think that's just how it kind of works out, but so hopefully I'm not giving too much away. But isn't this a cool pack of colors? I would never like pick these out just to pick them out. I would get them if the chart called for them. So I thought that was kind of fun. Who knows what I'll use them for? I still, all my floss packs that I get, like, well, I do this one, which is Classic Colorworks, and then I do Color in Cotton once a month. I haven't taken apart any of my floss packs yet because I like to look at them all put together, which is kind of silly because why do you have it if you're not going to use it? But then it's part of my collection, and that's part of the fun, is collecting the stuff and just being able to look at it. So I do intend to use them eventually. It's just for right now, I haven't needed to pull them out. When I start doing more kitting up, that I pull from my own, my own stuff that I already have, rather than ordering or buy, going to the shop to buy to kit up something. And I'm getting more used to that kind of thing. So the other thing that you may remember from my last Flosstube was that Jeff and I had our wedding anniversary, and one of my gifts from him was that he gave me his credit card for the day and allowed me to buy, excuse me, buy some things. The main point was some cross stitch, and he had suggested 2 things that he wanted me to get. One I will show you because I've received it now. The other one I'm still waiting for it to arrive, but it's the Brenda Gervais Love Notes booklet. So he wanted me to get that and hopefully stitch some things out of it. I'm not sure when that will be yet, but eventually. And I'm pretty sure I told you that he had said that he had one more gift for me, that he was waiting for it to arrive, and that it was personal or personalized. I can't remember the wording he used. And it arrived this week, and before the box was opened, I asked him, well, is it Stitchy related? And these are his words, and I wrote them down so that I could make sure and say them right. He said it's not Stitchy related, it's love related. So I wanted to show that to you because I think I had a couple of you even comment, hey, make sure you show us that gift. So it's pretty big. So I'm gonna hold it out here. Isn't it beautiful? So it's, I'm gonna say, I think this is probably aluminum, and they must print this on or something. And what it is, if you can read this, The Way You Look Tonight from Frank Sinatra. That was our wedding song. We actually took dance lessons for our first dance and everything, and this was the song that I had picked. And so he had the lyrics all printed out on here, and then at the bottom it has a C for our last name, and then our names, and that IXVMM again, which, if you remember, that's Roman numerals for our wedding date. So he didn't know I was stitching up or finishing You Are My Love Story, which I showed in my last video, the finish stitching. I haven't FFO'd it yet. And I had added the our wedding date in Roman numerals on the heart on that. And he didn't know I had done that when he ordered this. I think that's very funny. So the background is printed on, like I said, but it's supposed to look like copper, which I think it does. It really looks beautiful. And he also told me that he had looked it up, and traditionally for a 22nd anniversary, copper is the traditional gift. So he he paid a lot of attention to a lot of details to get that ordered and get it for me. So I just wanted to share that with you. And these are the other things that I ordered on my anniversary gift free spending day. Well, no, that's not how Jeff explained it. He explained it that it was a gift and he would buy me a gift anyway, so it didn't count toward my spending freeze. So one thing I got was this Teresa Kogut Home for Christmas. And I've been looking at this for a while and it was kind of on my list, and I said, yep, I'm gonna put that in my cart. So I really like that. And then I know you're gonna be surprised that I didn't have this one yet probably, but I ordered cinnamon stars from Plum Street Samplers. Both of these I didn't kit up or anything yet. I just got the charts. But I love this one. Lots of people have been stitching it. So I got a piece of 40 count farm eggs from XJU Design. This is such a cool fabric. What am I gonna stitch on it? I don't know yet, but again, something I had just kind of been looking at for a while and had just never gotten, and it was a gift. So I could kind of feel like, I don't know, a little bit, sort of like a splurge, I guess, maybe. And then I've seen this around. Several people have stitched it. Was Abby Rose Designs Primitive Merry Christmas Pillow. I mean, I love this finish that they even show on the front of the chart. So I don't know. This is one of those ones where you just like fall in love with it, right? Don't really have an explanation, I guess. And then this is very appropriate. And I know I've talked about it in my WIP parade and my kit parade. And if you haven't seen those, go check them out. They're on my channel. But I have an ongoing project and I'm working to collect some older ones, but they're the Heart and Hand collector's hearts. Yes, I said that right. And what I plan to do is create a large patchwork project, we'll call it that. And my goal is to have a 25th anniversary all put together for our 25th anniversary, which is not until 2025. In the meantime, I'm still collecting collector's hearts. So with anniversary gift, what better reason to buy the 2022 collector's heart? So I got that. If you're not familiar, it has the chart and the fabric you need for this stitch and the little embellishments. So this one has a few buttons on it. And the fabric in this one this year is 32 count Heartland from Picture This Plus. So yeah, so I have that. But right, I mean, how could I not buy it on our anniversary, right? Oh, and the other thing is, because of my plans for this, I think I'm going to change the wording just a little bit, move around a couple of the words and make it more specific, I think is the right word, for our use or the reason that I'm putting them all together. So yeah. And then this was the second chart that Jeff had included pictures and wanted me to pick up. And he actually was hoping I would kit this up. But it's One Starry Christmas Eve from Brenda Gervais. I was trying not to have too much glare there. And no matter how I turn it, it's bad. Let me see if I can pull it out because it's hard to see. I did get the called for fabric which is 36 count Aztec Red from Weeks Dye Works. So I have a piece of that. That's the called for fabric. There, you can see a little better. One Starry Christmas Eve. But I definitely want to get this on my list of stitches for this year. Like, I'd like to be able to have it up at Christmas time coming up. So we'll see where I get with that. So on my last Flosstube, Flosstube 14, I had told you that we were celebrating that I had reached 2,022 subscribers in 2022. And I had a few giveaways. And so I would like to share those with you in just a second. But first I want to go back to talking about the Stitchy Kindness stories that many of you shared with me. First of all, thank you for taking time to type those in and share them. They were wonderful. And every time I read them, it made my heart so happy. I just really enjoyed hearing the different stories. And like I said earlier, I don't have time to tell you all of them specifically, but please make sure and go read the comments in my Flosstube 14, and you can see several of the stories yourself. Or actually all of them, right, in the comments. But one in particular that I wanted to point out, and I apologize that I didn't write your name down, but she was sharing with me that she made, I'll call them kits up of smaller sized projects, but included anything that would be needed for the project. The floss and thread and a needle, and I'm not sure if she included scissors. I don't remember if that was in there, but she made a complete kit, and obviously the chart, right? And then she took several of them and donated them to a home for displaced women. And I think it was like a shelter for someone who had been abused, and they left that home, and they obviously had to leave these kinds of things behind when you're in that kind of a situation. And she has gotten lots of thank yous through the operator of this home, that how appreciative the women were that had that, because it just gave them, right, a sense of peace or calm, or just it. Reading the story, I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to do this too. So I am going to figure out something. She also said that she, I think, crochet and knits both, and she planned to put together a couple of kits like that she was also going to share for those that, you know, did crochet or did knitting. I wouldn't know the first thing about doing those, but cross stitch I could do. So anyway, that was one of my favorite stories. I loved them all. Please don't get me wrong, but that one really stood out. And so thank you so much for sharing that with me. And thank you for doing that for other people and giving such kindness out there. It's just really wonderful. So anyway, you're going, okay, Michelle, let's hear. So I'm going to go through these, and my email address is in the drop box below. If I call your name, will you please send me an email? And then also, could you please, because some of these names, I don't know your real name pretty sure I don't know your real name. And so if you can give me your name and then also tell me what you won, even if it's the number, if you don't necessarily remember the name of the chart. If you can tell me the number that your name is associated with, that would be fantastic. And did I already say your address? I think so, so that I can send these out to you. And I hope to hear back from everyone fairly quickly, and I will get them out to the post office then this week. So first up is number 3, which is B Company, and it was the Noel tag. And you can see I wrote here 63 DENI, Denny. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but if you are 63 Denny, please send me an email. And definitely, please include your name. Number 6 is our next one, and that is the Scarlet Letter, a Token of Friendship. And you can see I wrote it here, stuck in the middle of cross stitch, explanation point. Now I'm questioning, did I say that right? Oh my goodness. I don't know if no, I didn't. Explanation? Come on, Michelle. Exclamation point. There we go. Okay. So I'm guessing your name is not stuck, right? So please send me your name and your address, and I can get this out in the mail to you. Stuck in the middle of cross stitch. Exclamation point. Explanation. Oh my goodness. I knew I said it wrong. It took my brain a little bit to catch up. The next one is number 7. It is the Blue Flower Winter Quail. And this is Rachel Parker. You can see right there, Rachel Parker. So I'm gonna guess, Rachel, that that's your name and that I need you to send me your address, please. Okay. Number 9 is Share Joy by Hands to Work, and it goes to Stitching by the Moon, which is Michelle. So Michelle, if you can send me an email, even though I'm pretty sure I have your address, but you got this one. So that's number 9. Number 11 is next. And this is the Primitive Hair Winter Essentials. And do I pronounce this Tani or Tony? I'm not sure, so I apologize. And I think your last name is pronounced Paulison. So if you could send me your address with number 11 in the email, and or the Primitive Hair Winter Essentials, that one is yours. All right, number 14 is Be Merry All from Lottie Da. And this one is going to Pamelama Stitches. I think I pronounced that right. But obviously I need your name. So Pamelama Stitches, you get number 14. All right. Number 22 is H. Purdy 1822 from Needlework Press. And that goes to, the YouTube name is Joseph Macmillan, but I think, and then it was signed from Jennifer. So I think it's for Jennifer, but Joseph, if it's for you, please send me your address and let me know. So you get number 22. All right, and our last one is 25. It is Emily Wild Hack 1874 from Hands Across the Sea. Okay, and the winner was Sue Allen. So Sue, if you can email your address to me, and I can get this in the mail to you. That's 25. Like I said, if you could please include your name and your address and at least the number of the chart you won, or if you could tell me some part of the name, just so I make sure I get the right thing to the right person, I would appreciate it. And congratulations to everybody that won. And I will be hearing from you soon, I hope. So that will wrap everything up for today. Like I already said, my plan is to finish Winter Rose Manor. I'm not sure exactly how long that will take, but we'll see. And once that's finished, I have several FFOs that I want to do that I've talked about before. And in particular, You Are My Love Story from the Trilogy. I want to get that finished for Jeff. And the other thing, because I'm coming up on the beginning of February, I have started my Brenda Gervais word plays in January, and I got January and February done this month. So in February, I would really like to get March and April done. And so I do plan on getting those started pretty soon. I'll just have to see what my mood is and what I feel like. So I don't have very specific plans this time, and usually I have a lot of them, but I never accomplish them all. So maybe if I just have this one specific, maybe I'll actually accomplish it, my list. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said before, if you do like it and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.